The Kilmarnock St Johnstone game was one featuring two sides in desperate need of a victory.
Won with a badly needed win last Saturday. John Barnes was there.
Another tribute came the way of Henrik Larsson last week. He was the sole nominee for the European Footballer of the Year award from the SPL. He's nearing another milestone too, as he's only 4 short of a century of league goals for Celtic. Ricardo Fuller looks as though he could become a firm favourite with the Hearts fans. The Jamaican striker, in only his 4th appearance last week, got his first goal for the club in the vital win against Dundee. And that victory has seen Hearts boss Craig Levein stick with the same lineup that earned those 3 points. Kevin McKenna's returned fit from international duty to partner Webster and Presley in defence. Stephen Adams, Fuller's partner in attack. For Celtic, they recall the majority of players who were rested from the CIS Cup tie with Stirling. With Yusuf Al-Haran injured, young Stephen Craney gets his first league start of the season in the back 3. Chris Sutton, who played in defence last time out against St Johnstone, returns to his familiar striking role. The referee is Mike McCurry. And Celtic won all 4 league meetings between these sides last season, and in the first encounter of this term at Celtic Park, Celtic won that. Craig Levein looking for a good start. Already he's seen something he's not happy about. Chance to get the ball on the ground for Fulton. What a flick from Stephen Adam to Fuller. Going for the return, but should be Valdez. And good defending there by Valdez, but a lovely turn of skill from Stephen Adam. Neat flick releasing Fuller, and the 1-2 just failing to come off. Fulton. Grunland being closed down there by Petrov, and he wins a free kick. The referee just waiting a second to see if the advantage favoured the Hearts player, but the free kick given against Petrov. Bit of holding of the jersey. There's a quick ball in, there's Fuller! And he wasn't far away there. Certainly pleasing the Hearts fans. A quick free kick played there when the ball was knocked in. Fuller was quick to react, and he just couldn't hit the target. Nibre's pass finds Fuller. Cut out by Peter. Nibre gets another opportunity. He's up against Sutton. And a mighty tangle. And Sutton gets a free kick. Nibre giving it away. Craney with the delivery. Gats underneath it, falling to the ground, but it was he who was leaning into Stephen Mahe, according to referee Mike McCurry. He broke off the head of McKenna, but Mahe had his arm out, and Agat may have had a case. Agat is initially barging back into Mahe. He did have an arm across him, did Stephen Mahe. The Agat. And he passed Gronland. Fulton, that's a neat pass. Fuller's there. Just crowded out Ricardo Fuller. And Neil Lennon uses Rap Douglas. Slices that one. Fortunately for him, Paul Lambert kept it in. There's Mialbi under pressure. Over the top of Stephen Adam in the challenge. Play continues. Advantage in favour of Hearts. Mahe's cross. Taken away by Bobby Petter. Craney. Petrov. Petter. Larsson has made some good movement wide on the left hand side. It was spotted there by Balder, but now Larsson's marked, and Lambert will have to build something else through the midfield area. Nalby towards the feet of Larson. A good dummy return there from Sutton. And Stephen Presley closed down Henrik Larsson very quickly there. Martin O'Neill certainly enjoying good form against Hearts because he's won all 7 meetings with the Tynecastle side since becoming the Celtic boss. There's Lennon. Sutton. Put away by Webster. Now Adam. There's Simmons and Fuller's in a bit of space. Simmons spotted it. Joe Fuller, but closed down now. Simmons with the cross. Headed away by Mialbi. And Queenie over the top of Maybury. That'll be a free kick. Queenie feels that, well, the ball was there to be played and he attacked it. Maybury didn't, but he was over the top of the Hearts player. And now, chance from the set piece for the home side. McKenna's up there. Short to Maybury, swings it in. Come off the head of Mialbi. Maybury tries a volley, flicked on to McKenna. And a good save by Robert Douglas. Frustration for McKenna. Robert Douglas enjoyed the save though, as it was fired back in, deflected by McKenna, and Douglas had to be alert. Well, it's been quite a week for Hearts off the field, but certainly in the opening to this first half, it's been quite pleasing in the eye for Craig Levein. Lambert takes it off the toe of Mahi. Here's Didier Agat. Lennon's at the back post. Agat can't beat the first defender, who's Grunland. Here's Agat. Was that a penalty? Referee Mike McCurry says yes. Andy Webster was the man who made the challenge on Didier Agat. And yes, clear penalty. The high boot raised from Webster on Agat, and that's a penalty. Mike McCurry had no hesitation in making the decision, and Didier Agat may have to be carried off in a stretcher. It was a bad tackle by the Hearts youngster. Martin O'Neill obviously concerned about the fitness of Didier Agat with that big match coming up against Valencia in the UEFA Cup. But unfortunately, for the moment, the stretcher not required as Didier Agat makes his own way off for some further treatment. It's Henrik Larsson who's preparing to take this spot kick. Antiniemi is the man who's got the responsibility of denying the Celtic striker. He's already scored 3 from the penalty spot this season, and that's number 4. Henrik Larsson in typical celebration. That's pleased the Celtic fans. Henrik Larsson's 13th goal of the season comes 2 minutes before the interval. And the perfect penalty. Antiniemi chose wrong. And Larsson put it in at the corner of the right hand post. Start. play. Well from Petrov, Lambert. Knocking it in, and Yemi was at his near post to make the save. Neat work from Petrov initially, and Lambert's driving that one across. And Yemi did well to hold it. Fuller. Holding off the challenge. It breaks for Stefan Mahi. He's won the corner. Always likes to have a hot shot at goal during the course of a match, and Johan Mjalby felt the brunt of it. Edged her up to his aerial threats alongside Fuller. Maybe he delivers it, and Robert Douglas kept his eye on that. A good in-swinging corner. Webster was at the back, and Douglas had to make it his. Good work by the Celtic goalkeeper. And high in the air, Douglas is underneath it, and he takes it off the head of Stefan Adam. Came off Johan Mjalby, and Robert Douglas was making sure it was his rather than Stefan Adam's. There's Mjalby. Still Johan Mjalby, and a great save from Anton Yemi. Good running by Johan Mjalby. Well, the Swedish defender showing his strength in attack there, and Anton Yemi again to Hart's rescue. And Fuller trying to release Adam. Balder striding out there to try and get there first. Oh, Balder is making sure that Adam wasn't getting past him there. There's Fuller, and he gets a corner. Celtic get back in numbers. 12 minutes remaining. McKenna being watched all the way by Sutton. It's swung in. There's a header down and off the line by Bobby Petta. It was Ricardo Fuller who got in the effort. Emmett Larson suffered an injury now too. There's a jump between Mjalby and Fuller. And Fulton swinging in that corner. It was Fuller who got the header in, and Bobby Petta well positioned in the post there. Fuller, and Bobby Petta doing his duties to perfection there in the post. And a jostling in that area as it's played in there by Fulton, and it's won by Stephen Simmons. Well, he didn't get enough power in that effort, just seemed to break off him. Fuller has a man over. McKenna's pushed forward too. This is Andy Kirk. Hit it against Mjalby. Kirk again. Diving header clear is from Lambert. Now Larson. Pass through. Petrov in the chase. He's won it well from Mahi. There's Petrov. Teeing it up. Thompson flicking it through. And appeals from Stephen Simmons that Thompson took a bit of a dive there as he went into the area after releasing the ball. Mike McCurry gave nothing. No Hearts up the other end. Neat footwork from Fuller. Still Fuller. Still going. Ricardo Fuller. And Robert Douglas again making a brave save. And the feet of Andy Kirk, neat skill from Fuller, and Robert Douglas was brave and going down there. Ricardo Fuller has worked extremely hard for Hearts, but without getting any reward for his efforts. And now 90 seconds into stoppage time. Presley chipping it forward. Headed away by Kueni. Nami's clearance straight to Paul Lambert. Given away by Kueni. Nami swings it long. Fuller again jumping well. And I'll be happy to clear it anywhere just at the moment. Kueni taking it off the foot of Fuller. Now almost 3 minutes of stoppage time played. But only a few seconds remaining. There's Maybury. And he's dragged that over the line. And the final whistle sounds. Celtic pick up all 3 points, courtesy of Henrik Larsson's solitary goal in the first half from the penalty spot. Martin O'Neill acknowledges the visiting support. He picks up yet another victory against Hearts. That's 8 wins out of 8 against the Tynecastle side for the Celtic manager. Ricardo Fuller was one of the most impressive players in the field this afternoon, but he didn't get the reward that his play deserved. Neither did his manager, who will certainly take a great deal of heart from the performance of his sides, in particular at the back with Captain Stephen Presley organising things and quelling the threat of the Celtic attack for most of the match. Only that challenge by Andy Webster and Didier Agatz gave Celtic the penalty, and Larsson knocked it away. The final scoreline at Tynecastle: Hearts 0, Celtic 1.
So 10 league wins on the trot for Celtic. That's an SPL record, and Gordon, you were there, not for the first time. Celtic performing below 100%, but getting the 3 points.
That's right, they were grinding out another result, but the most important thing, I mean, the record speaks for itself, 10 wins in a row, and I think that they proved to be a very hard team to beat and a hard team to stop winning as well. Hearts performed really well today. They gave everything in the game. They created some good openings. They stopped Celtic playing ostensibly as well. They got tight to them in midfield. They stopped them getting down the wide channels that Celtic are strong in those areas, getting forward, getting crosses in, and consequently we saw very little of Henrik Larsson and Chris Sutton today.
And Marvin, it's the mark of champions, isn't it, when you grind out those results and you just keep on winning?
That's the way Celtic is, you know. That's the type of team, you know, that will make them win the championship. Those type of results that they get, you know, when they go to Tynecastle and stuff like that. You know, it's very, very, very good team, and you know, when it could go places like Tynecastle and pick up 3 points, so you know, that's really good. That's a sign of a team that is going to win the championship again.
Yeah, the big incident, Gordon, for more than one reason, was this one coming up, and Andy Webster got this badly wrong, didn't he?
Yeah, he was just a little bit slow in moving to the challenge. Actually, it looks worse when I see it now than I thought at the time. I thought he was going to try and play the ball, but it looks a very bad tackle, and it's one that you can see there. It's the standing leg, always the worst when a player's foot's grounded there and he takes the brunt of a challenge, and that's why the ligaments have been damaged. Didier Agatz is going to miss maybe a few games for them. It's a shame, but I see it now. I don't think there's any doubt that it was a penalty kick.
Henrik Larsson almost inevitably scored it, and here's what Neil Lennon thought of the performance.
The win last week gave Hearts, you know, a hell of a amount of confidence, even with everything that's going off the field. But We're delighted with the 3 points. It was a big win for us today, going into the Old Firm clash next week.
Tough on Hearts today, Gordon, because they put a lot in.
Absolutely. I mean, you'd expect that. They're the home side, and I think they got a real boost getting a home win last week. And then coming off the back of that, it's a difficult game for them to play Celtic. But Craig Levein will be delighted tonight with his performance. Very tight at the back. They gave very little away, apart from the penalty incident there. They gave hardly anything away. Stephen Presley marshalling the defence. Antoniemi had very little to do save-wise. So I think that from that point of view, I think Craig Levein will take a lot from it, and some sparkling performance, especially like Sir Fuller, who we're probably going to talk about now, I think.
Yeah, don't rush me. Marvin, you played for Livingston at Tynecastle and beat them there 3-1 a few weeks ago. Did that look like a much better Hearts performance against Celtic?
Much better performance from Hearts, because when they played against us, they wasn't really at the best. But all credit to Livingston as well. We really played well that day, to score 3 goals against Hearts at Tynecastle. But, it was a much better performance from Hearts today. They really played well. As we said before, Fuller was absolutely, I think he was magnificent today. Just a matter of time for him to get, into the Scottish game, and, defences will have to be aware of him.
Well, you were impressed, and so was head coach Craig Levein.
I'm so proud of my players today for the effort and the commitment that they put in for the Hearts supporters. And I'm a supporter myself, and I know that any time I see that effort and that commitment and that passion, that supporters will leave here disappointed at the result, but completely happy with the amount of effort the boys are giving them.
Well, you've both mentioned Ricardo Fuller, so I'm pressured into having a look at some.
I knew you were going to talk about him, Rob.
I had to get there eventually. And he was impressive, wasn't he? He's getting better with each passing game.
Yeah, an exciting player for the supporters. I think he's somebody who obviously, can pick up the ball and run it. It's so lacking it in the modern game. Players who really can take the fellas out. I think he should have done better here. I think that was a header. I think if he'd actually taken that with his head, he would have scored there. Stephen Simmons has delivered a lovely ball into him. He's got there before the keeper. He really should have done better. And here's one as well. He's had a real winder at that one, and he's fired it miles away. That's maybe just one to try and hit the target.
You know all about him, of course, Marvin. He plays for Jamaica, and he's young as well. He's talented.
Very young and talented player. Just as I said before, just a matter of time for him to get used to this Scottish game, and people have to be aware of him because he's very talented, very skillful. The piece of skill that he showed against Burnley, in the corner, has been really good. So people have to be aware of him.
You can be fooled into thinking that he's big and awkward, but he's actually got a very good touch, as he demonstrates here. You enjoyed this bit, didn't you?
Yeah, that's good. People love him in Jamaica and Trinidad for that piece of skill that he did there.
Yeah, it's good to see. I think the fans get excited seeing that, don't they? We've seen somebody that can go past 2 and 3 players. And if you run into the box like that, there's always a danger defenders are going to bring you down as well. It's good to see it. As I said, it's still to be proved yet if he's a finisher. I know he scored last week, but 2 or 3 opportunities today that, we didn't see the deadly side of him. We didn't see the clinical poaching finishing that you want to see. But I think from that point of view that that's still to come. But in terms of giving defences a hard time, there's no doubt that he will give defences, and I'm sure Marvin's looking forward to playing against him again.
Yeah, that'll be interesting when he won't be pals then, will you?
Yeah, I won't be pals anymore. But he's a very good player, and I have to respect him. Although he's only 21 years of age, but he's very good, and I look forward to play against him again.